Hey guys, welcome back to the MMMORE podcast. It's so good to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. Nicholas, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, per usual.
Yeah,
We're feeling amazing.
All right. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Let everybody know about what's going on over here at the MMMORE podcast. And today we have a special one for you. I'm so excited to get into this. We've got new segments we're going to be doing with some advice, and we're going to be bringing up some fun topics and whatnot. But first and foremost, you know how we always start this show with our Snackulator snack of the week. And nonetheless, you can expect some tasty treats here with Subway and Lay's foot-long potato chip. Okay, the foot-long potato chip. Nick, how do you feel about this one?
Well, honestly, it's all it is. It's just one potato chip, and it's a foot long, right?
Yeah,
so I feel like, with something, it might be a little better when it's just the potato chip. Well, think about it like this way, breadsticks, right? Or maybe, is it breadsticks I'm thinking of? The long, thin, like crunchy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
So I feel like it's kind of like taking this kind of a route, except it's just a flat chip.
Well,
instead.
what they're doing is they're putting that on the foot-long sandwich.
Okay, now I like that.
Yeah,
now I like that. Yeah, I was gonna say, so that's if I eat it with something, like if I put it on the sandwich, you know what I mean?
Imagine eating it with nothing, just the
just a foot-long.
So it says Subway just announced the foot-long potato chip. Yeah, I did a double take too, because this is a foot-long Lay's baked potato chip they have created to go on their foot-long subs for National Potato Chip Day. Now that I've given you good news, here's the bad news. It's only available for one day at one Subway location, and that's just unfortunate. Obviously, this is past. This was on March 14th. So maybe you can look for next year on National Potato Chip Day if your local Subway is going to be having the foot-long potato chip. But I thought that one was fun. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I think it's nice. I think we're gonna do the Snackulator snack of the week and kind of just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
But
I would eat it.
I would eat it too. It's a yay for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
Sick. And that brings us to the rest of this show, which we're gonna get into, here. So we asked some people around us to go ahead and send in some advice. They're looking for a light. They're looking for what is that? A lighthouse. We're the lighthouse in the sea of their lives. You know what I mean? When they don't know what's going on.
They're on this ship, right?
Yeah.
They're on this ship, this boat, and it's a sailboat, and they're out in the middle of the water, whether it's a lake or an ocean.
Yeah.
And the wind, it's very turbulent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know that refers to a plane, but it's windy. They're all over the place. The boat's going back and forth. It's flipping up and down. The waves are crashing. They may die, and they're
looking for a light. They're looking for a light,
and out in the distance
to guide them. And we're going to be that light. So let's jump into it. Our first one is, should I do it? It says, my ex-best friend's ex-boyfriend asked me out. So let's think about that for a moment. My ex-best friend. So my best friends, or my ex's best friend.
Your old best friend. Someone who you used to be best friends with. Who you're no longer best friends with.
Yes, my old best friend's ex-boyfriend asked me out. She broke up with him a few years ago, and our friendship didn't end on a good note either, but it's been a while. Anyway, I'm not sure if the guy is completely over this girl. He asked me out, and I haven't responded yet. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. I don't know what kind of person that makes me if I say yes. What do you think? Now, this one's tricky because I think it's very situational on the timing of things. You know what I mean? Like if this happened maybe a month, 2 months ago, then yeah, I would completely stay away from it. But it says, this happened. She broke up with him a few years ago, and our friendship didn't end on a good note either. So it's not like you guys are still hanging out, going to the mall, walking around, getting slushies. It's not like you guys are still hanging out.
For sure. Well, now here's the thing. It's like, she does say in here that she doesn't know if he's over her.
Right.
So it's like, what if I say yes and we're together months down the relationship and he's talking about this girl? Like now he keeps bringing her up, talking about. And here's the thing. I think it's okay to talk about previous experiences with your significant other. And I'm sure that may be different for other people in their relationships, but it's always fun to just chat and talk. But if you're bringing it up all the time, being like this, that, it's like, okay, now you're not over it. You know? And I personally think this is fine.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think you should go out on a date with him. Again, if he's asking about that friend, and being weird about it, then obviously there's a red flag there. But yeah, I think go out with them and have a good time, because at the end of the day, if that was the case, you wouldn't be able to move on properly without always having to get a check mark from somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you couldn't live your life without having to get a check mark from somebody. And if you guys aren't even friends anymore, then it's like, who cares?
Now, if this was like, okay, let's say this guy just broke up with the girl, or the girl had broken up with the guy,
right.
And then guy hits up old best friend being like, hey, what's up?
That's
come here,
weird.
sugar. That sounds like a spite almost. Like you're trying to fuck her or like get with her out of spite.
Her friend, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think he should go for it.
But if it's genuine, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with getting a cup of coffee, right? There's nothing wrong with getting a cup of coffee. Asking someone out, and asking to hang out, it doesn't have to get like that right away. You can just get out there and get to know each other and,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we'll keep moving forward. We have another one here from an anonymous person. From an anonymous person. It says, I am 19 years old. I'm a male. I am so lost and don't know what to do. Every day I wake up and I have so much anxiety. I do the same thing every day, go to work, eat, play video games, repeat. I just feel so lost. I'm so stressed and I don't even know why. I'm scared of many things and I don't know why either. I just want to feel better. I'm so tired of it. What do I do? How do I feel better? I'm tired of feeling this way. You want to go first?
So all they do is eat, work, play video games.
Yeah.
I would say first and foremost, now I know that people like to play video games, and that's fine. Like, people can have fun playing video games and doing the thing, but I feel as if like being so into a screen all the time. I mean, we're on our phones all day, and I'm sure, and I mean, I don't know if this person's on their phone all day, but get away from that screen, get outside.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're inside, just, indulging into things. You need to get that pain pleasure balance readjusted, go outside, get in some sunlight, take a walk, get into nature.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm feeling down, ever I need to, kind of just recalibrate my brain, I always get outside. I always find that it does the trick for me. And it just doesn't have to be in the sun or on a beach. It can be in the grass, in the forest. It can be anywhere, just getting outside. There was this quote I heard a long time ago. It was, everything is lies, back to nature.
Yeah.
Because the only truth really is nature. What we're seeing out there in the trees and the water and the animals interacting, everything on our phones, everything that's going on, possibly in other people's lives, it could just be lies that they're feeding us. So get back to the truth. And even in your head, your anxieties, your depressions could just be things that you're just making up in your head, scenarios that may or may not even ever happen. And so, everything is lies, back to nature, the one truth.
I would tell this person, and I love that, by the way, I would tell this person, so they go to work, they eat and play video games all day, every day. Now, you need to go find a hobby. You need to go find something other than video games that you truly love. And it's not good. It's not something that you're already good at. You know what I mean? Go try like jiu-jitsu for the first time, or go do something difficult where it forces you to rise above and challenge yourself. You know what I mean? Because right now it just sounds like it's like this. It's like when I was growing up, I my mom told me that nothing good in life comes easy, and that living like an easy life is no way to live. Like, you're not going to be happy at the end of that. And it sounds like this guy is just taking every easy possible way, and that in result does not make you happy. It doesn't make you happy. You know what I mean? Right. So I would say, go find a hobby and get really good at it. Maybe join a group of people who like to go out and play paintball or something. Get within a community. And also I would say working out, because for me, what he says, he's anxious and stressed and scared of things. Well, that comes because you're not pushing yourself to be better.
He's not moving his body.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing for work, but I mean, it sounds like if you're sitting around and you're eating food, well, you're building up all this stagnant energy, and it's like your body, it's going to be like stiff and like, I don't know exactly like how I'm trying to phrase this, but you're stiff and you're like all bunched up, and then your brain and your mind is going to reflect that.
Yeah. And so I would say also like getting in the gym and starting what you can handle at first. You know what I mean? Because for me, I was having a lot of anxiety and stress and stuff like that until I got in the gym and started pushing myself. Until I started breaking down walls. You know what I mean? When you got half a mile to go and you're about ready to give up and you push through that half mile, and then when you're done, you feel so good because your mind got stronger, your body got stronger, and you just feel better. So I would get on the treadmill and just walk at an incline.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you put it together what we both said? You get outside, you move your body. You get outside, you take a walk. You get outside, you go on a run. You go outside, you do 10 push-ups, literally. And it doesn't have to be this insurmountable, like, crazy thing. Like, you have to get a workout in every day, 6 days a week. Just go outside for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just walk, you know?
Yeah, and it says he eats, and I don't know if he's making his food, but I find a ton of joy in actually, like, when I cook food, it's an experience. I get out the cutting boards, I prep everything. It's almost like a ritual. You know, a ritual almost has a negative connotation nowadays but if you use a ritual for positive things, it can be very valuable.
And it's like a creative outlet too. Like it's an art form. You have all these colorful foods.
Yeah.
You have all these different possible combinations. How are you going to prep the food, or cook the food? And then what are you going to throw on top of the food? What are you going to eat the food with? Are you going to eat it in a bowl, a plate?
Yeah. I would say
with your hands.
You're eating every day, get really good at cooking and get good at that. So, I hope you find peace, and I hope you find the solace that you want. You know what I mean?
And eat healthy foods too.
And eat healthy food.
Natural stuff.
Take care of yourself. And he's 19 years old. I would say if you're also sucking on a vape, I would say.
Does he say he vapes?
No.
Does this person say he vapes?
No, it doesn't say they vape, but I'm sure they do. I'm kidding. I'm not going to say that. But I'm saying if you vape, put it down. Quit vaping, because that causes anxiety and stress, and nobody needs that.
Staying in your house, looking at a screen, eating shitty food, and sucking on an electronic box is just going to cause everything that you're dealing with.
So I hope you find peace, brother. Thank you for sending that in. And we're going to keep on moving forward to our next one here. It says, advice, please. My boyfriend, age 19, has sleep apnea and is a bit big for his age and height. He does not have a sleep apnea machine, and his snoring is loud and it constantly wakes me up. I haven't really had a good night of sleep in a while. If anyone has advice, please tell me.
Oh, what do you say?
Honestly,
this person?
I would say, listen, you're 19 years old with sleep apnea and you're a bit big for your age. Same thing, I mean, we're talking about from the girl's standpoint, though. It's not the guy saying, hey, I'm 19, I'm big, and I have sleep apnea. No, this is from the girl's point of view, where she's saying, this is somebody who I'm close to that it's starting to irritate me, or it's starting to get to me. You know what I mean?
You're losing sleep.
Yeah, sleep's important.
You literally can't function.
And I would say you're 19 years old and you're already sleeping with each other like consistently all the time. I would say that maybe well, it depends. I mean, they're 19 years old. How do are they? And I don't mean to be that guy, but they're very young. Do they expect to get married? Is this do you expect this to be the end all be all? Because if not, I would say, honestly, and this might be like a lot, but I would say take some space away. You know what I mean? Like go ahead and just take space away and get your sleep and get your rest. And then when he's like, hey, why aren't, you spending the night as much as you used to? We'll be like, I don't get sleep because you snore and you're loud and you wake me up every night. And a sleep apnea machine. Have you heard one of those things? It's like, it's very loud. It's like you're either snoring and the sleep apnea machine's loud. It's like you can't win there. Yeah. And so I would, you know what? I would save your boyfriend's life if I were you. And I would say, hey, you have sleep apnea at 19 and you're big. I would say get some help, or I'm not going to be here in the future and you're also not going to be. Yeah. And that's not like, I wouldn't put it in like a, my way or the highway type thing, or an ultimatum. Just be like straight up, like, you don't take care of yourself, because sleep apnea sometimes is a result of being overweight and high, and so you're not taking care of yourself. I am now being affected because I sleep with you, and now my health is out of line because you are snoring, because you are out of shape, or you don't take care of yourself. And at the end of the day, like, I used to have this thought in my head where it's like, okay,
if I'm dating someone, right? If I'm married to someone, or if I'm with someone, right, and we are going to the gym together, or maybe we're not going to the gym together, or we are, who knows? We're both fit. We both take care of ourselves. We're both healthy, right? And then whether it's myself or my significant other, one of us falls out of line in that.
Yeah.
We start to become overweight. We start to become out of shape. And now, and this isn't like months, but this is a years, of like buildup in which you are not taking care of yourself. I don't feel like it's bad whatsoever to go your separate ways from that person, because it's like, if I take care of myself and you clearly don't, and what started with us like benefiting each other's health, and now you are just completely out of that vibrational frequency. We're just, now we go our separate ways.
Exactly, because you're not the same two people that you were when you got together, and that's to be expected. I mean, you're constantly. I'm not the same person I was last week or a month ago. You're constantly growing, maybe not always for the better, but also it's like at that point, if you're sitting around and you're like, okay, well, this isn't working for me. This isn't what I envisioned 2-3 months ago when we first got together. Then I would expect that it's in my. And that's difficult, that it's not my way or the highway, because obviously this person's living their life. They're just doing their thing. You know what I mean? Maybe they're on autopilot and they're not thinking clearly or about the decisions that they're making. But also
it's an NPC.
But it's like, if you want to continue to be with me, this relationship was founded upon lifting each other up and pushing each other to being the best we could possibly be. And if you aren't going to be able to do that for me anymore and not take my word for you, then obviously it's just not.
And here's the thing, at the end of the day, like in every relationship, there's going to be ups and downs. You know what I mean? No one can be perfect. No one's health is going to be perfect. And no one is going to be able to ride that roller coaster all the way up and up and up and up. They're eventually going to come down a little bit, but if you just keep going down and down, and you dig yourself into an even deeper hole, in whatever way it may be, whether it's health or financially, and you're affecting your significant other, don't be surprised if they leave you.
Yeah.
So maybe this person should just leave. No, I'm kidding.
Or maybe just like take a, put them get a waterbed and hook them up to a, what's that called? Where you go under a scuba diving thing, put him inside the waterbed, you lay on top, and he can sleep underwater, snoring and stuff with oxygen to him.
And then it's almost like you're getting a back massage, because like when that person is snoring, it's vibrating the water mattress, and then it's like putting you to sleep almost.
Yeah, I would say get a waterbed and get some scuba diving equipment.
Yeah.
And that could be your fix.
And your boyfriend might be needed a certification as well. And but we were talking about growing, right? We were talking about, we grow 10 maybe in a year or a couple of months or a day. But my friend, I feel like you might have grown in a matter of just 5 or 6 hours of today. Can you guess why that is?
Yeah, I can. And I'm gonna start it off with this. I had been wanting to do this for a while, and maybe there was just a blockage that didn't allow it to happen. But today I said yes. And so today, after our workout, Nicholas was like, dude, you want to get into an ice bath. And it's not that I've been running from it or that I've been not wanting to do it, but today I just actually had the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah. I mean, why not? It's a lot of decisions in my mind come down to why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In some, obviously there are like valid why not?
Yeah.
Reasons why not to, but this one, it's like, why not? So,
why not?
Yeah, why not? It was so awesome, dude. I really enjoyed it. And I'll tell you what, I get in the ice bath, in the first 30 seconds, I had my eyes closed and I was just trying to breathe, and it's up to your neck. And all of these influencers on Instagram and whatnot, they make it look so easy, right? They're not struggling at all. It's like freezing, and they're not making it look complicated.
And they'll never show you the first couple of ones they do. They'll always show you like, oh, I've done this for like a month or a million times. Yeah. But today I got to experience Ryan's first ice bath with him today.
We recorded it, so maybe we'll compile that content up and we'll put it out there on Instagram or something. That's at MMMORE Podcast. But honestly, it was really good and very refreshing. And still, we got out of the ice bath and I'm still cold to the bone. Like my bones knew. I mean, we were in there for 6 minutes. Yeah. 6 minutes. And how cold would you say the water is?
I mean, okay, so if water freezes at 32 degrees, right? And I may be naive to the science, but if water freezes at 32 degrees and there's ice in the water and the ice is not melting all the way, like the ice, like it was like solid ice, and then it slowly melted because the water, would warm it up. However, the ice was solid for, throughout my bath and then almost all the way through yours as well. Because I remember the ice was like very, very small at the end of yours.
Thin, yeah.
But the thing is, okay, so then I'm guessing the water had to have been like a little over freezing, so like 34, 35 degrees.
Yeah. Because freezing's
32.
Okay.
Yeah. So it had to be like between 32 and 40 degrees, I'm guessing. But it was, and that fiery sensation, you get this fiery sensation throughout your body because I think the blood just starts rushing back into like all the parts of your body, and you get out, and then the air is warmer than the water
so
itself.
I felt tingles on my body. I felt a very natural high. I felt very good afterward. And then there's another after effect where you're actually still chilled.
Yeah.
So it's like you immediately get out, it feels great, but then it starts to get cold again.
Yeah.
So, but no,
we got to figure out how to overcome that, or if there's like different techniques that we can do to.
Yeah, I think we'll beat it.
Yeah,
we'll beat it.
Yeah, but it was great. It was amazing. We love our ice baths.
We do have one more advice segment here that I think could be really good for us.
Okay. Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, so this one is titled "Disgusting Friends," and again, if you guys want some advice from us, go ahead and send them into
morepodcast@gmail.com. Morepodcast@gmail.com.
That's 3 M's. morepodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can just direct message us on our Instagram.
Yeah, and we will never tell anybody's identity doing these advices and whatnot.
If you're bold and fearless and you want to leave it in the comments of our episode, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I guess you could do that too. So this one says, disgusting friends. So I need some advice. I'm a male, 17, junior year of high school. I'm friends with this male freshman, and we only see each other during lunch. But yesterday and today is when he took it too far. We were in the bathroom yesterday, and after he was done peeing, he wiped his hands on my jacket and tried to wipe it on my face. Me not knowing what to do, just shook it off. But today was the day he went too far, and he did it again, but he ended up wiping his hands on the side of my face and on my hoodie. I know it sounds weird. I'm sorry, but I just don't know what to do. Should I stop being friends with them or escalate the situation physically?
So
I wouldn't escalate the situation physically. Okay. It sounds like you're being too passive in your boundaries with this friend, okay? Because it's like if we were friends and you were taking a piss and then wiping it on my face, I would be like, all right, stop. And then, you would get that. But as a joke, you might like do it again and like act like you were going to do it. And I'd be like, okay, like even if you don't respect me saying stop at that point, then
honestly, if you pissed and you wiped your hands on my face, I'm punching you immediately.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially like I feel like I'm more inclined to do it if it's one of my friends, because it's like
you have that.
I know you. If you piss and you get it out and you wipe, I'm punching you in the stomach.
Okay.
Straight up.
Well, so we have a junior and a freshman in high school. Now it's like it's already like they only see each other during lunch break. So I'd be like, dude, I'd cut it off. I'd be like, all right,
yeah,
bro,
you always see each other.
He's just immature. He's a freshman. He was just in 8th grade 1 year ago.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, you were obviously more mature than this kid, and if he can't respect your boundaries in the friendship, then it's just not gonna last.
And you could also one up him as well.
He's got him by the ankles, just dipping him into the
no, you toilet. Just wipe your ass when you shit, and then put the toilet paper, in his book bag or something.
Good gravy.
Yeah,
good gravy. Okay, well, so what's your closing remarks? Should he keep being friends with them or not?
No.
They never see each other anyway.
That's weird shit. I don't even think it's friends. It's like acquaintance stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you maybe have said a couple of nice words. Maybe you were partners in a class. That doesn't make
Yeah, I would say just put your distance away from this person, and then when they're like, hey, why don't you talk to me during lunch anymore? I would be like, because you're disgusting.
Yeah,
because you're a sick freak.
Because you're disgusting.
Literally.
Yeah, I'm not disgusting. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I would say that. So, all right, and then we have the next thing I wanted to talk about was a TLC show that's come out. First off, this woman, this girl, she was famous. She went viral online for being a 25-year-old in an 8-year-old's body, right? So she's 25. She's been on Earth for 25 years. Her body, though, stopped growing at the age of 8. So she's still like small person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Like some Benjamin Button kind of.
But yeah, exactly. And so now you have this guy who sent a letter to her and was like, "Hey, I'd like to get to know you more." And now they're dating on the show.
Okay.
And he's getting flack for dating this woman whose body stopped growing at 8 years old.
Mhm.
Do you think that's right or wrong? Do you think it's weird? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so this is all I'm going to say. So this 25-year-old woman who has the body of an 8-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So these people, I'm guessing, are hating on this man because he's dating what seems to others as an 8-year-old in a
Right.
8-year-old's body. So this 25-year-old woman, because she only has the body of an 8-year-old, needs to be cursed for the rest of her life and not find love or like be with someone, like straight up. So like the guy's intentions, if they're pure, if he's okay, let me ask you this. People all the time are like, we'll hear friends that are girls that are ours, people will message them in their chats and stuff like that. So if they're just a regular 25-year-old, then it's okay to just spam and
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again. Girls that are ours, like we own them?
No, like our friends.
Oh, okay.
No.
Girls that are ours.
No. So I'm just like, okay, they're making it seem like it's also weird to just message this person because, okay, if you find someone attractive,
Yeah,
and you're on social media and you message them, isn't that not the same thing this guy's doing?
yeah, but no, they're saying it's kind of like this. It's like for them to end up dating, for him to seek her out and send her a letter. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like he has to have found her attractive in a sexual way to want to engage in not only a loving relationship but a physical relationship.
Okay.
And I guess maybe people are like, that is the weird part. But again, I'm seeing it from the girl's point of view. Just because I have this disease, I'm just never supposed to find love because you guys don't want anybody to
date it or look like they're dating an 8-year-old or something like that.
Yeah, I see that. It's really tricky because you have the point, if it's a consensual relationship from the girl's like, yes, it's unless if it was like, you know, arranged marriage, then that would be fucked up because she doesn't have a choice. She's just got to be around this person because they're telling him to for the show, maybe.
Yeah.
But unless she's like, yes, I want to hang out with you, and they hang out off the show, then that's cool.
The only thing that I would say is weird is if the guy is messaging the girl because he likes 8-year-olds,
Right.
and this is his in.
But he wouldn't say that.
Well, right. But that's the only thing that would make it really, really not okay.
Yeah, but
you know?
and that's what people are saying is like,
but you don't know. People just see,
right.
And I've never seen an interview with the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is just people seeing a guy like this being like, that's not okay. That's not okay. Just like what people do with everything that they're uncomfortable with, or and who's to say that people that are saying that really believe that, or they see one person doing it and they're like, they get on the bandwagon.
The bandwagon.
Bandwagon.
And
like,
also
all right, whatever.
This girl now, not only viral, which, you know, being viral in today's day and age is money.
Mhm.
And then she has a TV show. Maybe this is just a case of a good old fashioned gold digger. You know what I mean? He just wants to be on TV.
For money,
and to get money. So I mean, that could be it too. I'm interested to see how this plays out and how moving forward what happens.
Yeah, isn't it like? I just want to say now we do our podcast, right? But you know, it'd be fun to have a TV show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, sometimes maybe we think, you know, what would our TV show be about?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like when I hear about TV shows like this, or like TV shows that I just see advertised, I'm like, anyone can make a TV show. If you are out there and you want to make a TV show or a movie, you can do it. You can really do it. Like these are signs that you can really do anything.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy what people come out with in terms of like television shows or like reality TV shows, and people really watch that shit.
Yeah,
you know,
funding. You know what I mean? It's the funding behind it. I mean, everyone can have a TV show unless you have $250,000 to produce it.
Okay.
You know, so I think that's where people get caught up. It's like, I would love to just go pitch a show to a network.
Well, people always get caught up in like, oh, things are too expensive, or oh, I don't have the technology for things. But 9 times out of 10, people are on Instagram or on social media or on YouTube just recording things from their phone. You know, there are people that make insane
Music
content
videos
from their phones, you know, from their iPhone. Your phone is like such a valuable piece of technology. You're not just paying $1,000 to get on fucking Instagram and scroll and make calls. You know, you are, you know, but don't.
There can be so much more done with it. Is what you're saying.
Facts.
Lil Peep made "Star Shopping," one of his most famous songs, on an iPhone.
Yeah, they
recorded it on an iPhone
on GarageBand or something.
Yeah, exactly. So and that's all comes down to ambition. You know what I mean? And people not being denied. Like they have that it factor of I will not be denied. I'm going to do exactly what I set out to do, and I'm going to accomplish this thing. You know?
And that's like also a mix with like being authentic and just being like your real, like, I don't give a fuck if this sounds good to other people or what technology I'm making it on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it. And like, when's the last time you've listened to a song and you're like, oh, this guy didn't make it on FL Studios, I can't listen to it. You know, like, no, that's never happened ever. It just, if you like it, if you vibe with it, then
if it sounds good, then that's what matters.
And you shouldn't even be thinking of, oh, like, will people like it? If you like it, if you want to make something, then just do it. And yeah, like, don't, and like what we were talking about with the guy who asked for the advice about the hobby, right? Don't be afraid to like not be good something at first. You know, you're never going to be a professional at anything right away. You know, you might be naturally skilled at some certain things, but you'll still never be a professional right away. It's like when you see someone that you really admire that they're good at something, like for instance, like I like yoga, right? So if I see someone on YouTube or Instagram or social media that does yoga and they're extremely skilled at it, yes, I'm seeing what they're doing that's really good, but I'm not seeing the struggle and the pain and the beginnerness that they once were. And they did start that way. Every musician, every single, you know, painter or, you know, age does not matter in terms of when you have to start something. You could be 70 years old, you could be 5 years old, and you still want to learn how to play piano. It's never too late. And don't just be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to struggle and stuff. Even if you message artists and say, how did you overcome like the beginner stage? How did you do this? People will give you tips, and
sometimes all you have to do is ask. Really, with a lot of things,
literally.
And most people are just too afraid or dumb to ask.
Yeah, or dumb. Yeah, yeah.
I want to talk about what's the most expensive thing that was ever stolen from you. Have you ever had anything really stolen from you?
The most expensive thing. Well, my mom's phone got stolen a couple of weeks ago, but that's not mine. And that's not.
Well, I'll tell you what. Growing up, we moved to Castalia, Ohio, and we were living in an apartment complex where it was like we had the bottom level, and there were people living above us, and there was a basement below us. And I think above us there was actually two apartments. So there's 2 apartments, and then we had the whole downstairs. Okay. And this was. I was going into first grade, so I don't know how old one is during first grade.
Well, if you think about it, like kindergarten, you're 5.
Okay.
Because you got the 3-year-old, 4-year-old preschool.
Yeah.
And then you got kindergarten 5. Like you're 6 or 7. First grade.
So we'll call it 7.
Yeah, you were on the younger side. You're 6.
I was on the younger side. And we lived in this apartment complex. It wasn't necessarily nice. You know what I mean? And one time a guy got an old man was walking down the stairs to the basement, and somebody kicked him in the back, and he fell down the stairs, died. And it's like that, like bad area.
Isn't it crazy? Like you can just kick someone downstairs and they can just die,
not get up.
Yeah,
not get up.
Yeah, you hit your head on the corner or something, you're fucking dead.
So one night, I remember all of a sudden, you know, we all went to bed, and the next morning we woke up and the Xbox was gone. It was like a PlayStation. It was a PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 and all the games gone, dust in the wind. And we called the police. Apparently they just took that. Like they just took that, which is very odd.
They were really trying to play Tony Hawk.
Yeah. And so they stole that, and then we called the police. We made a police report, this, that, and the other. And we went weeks without never knowing what happened. And then it turns out my older brother Derek actually had taken it and sold it and not told anybody, and for money or drugs or whatever it was. And then we called the police, and they traced it back to him selling it. Yeah.
Jesus.
And so it was a whole thing. So it was never really stolen, but I just remember
That
that.
just shows that's always the people closest to you.
Yeah, right. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Man, what is the most expensive thing? I mean, I don't think I've ever had a phone stolen.
Well, I
from
mean,
me.
that's not a bad thing. You know, it's probably a good thing.
I should probably
But
find some wood to knock on.
But I remember, in that same apartment complex, we used to have airsoft wars, and we would hide in the basement, and then people would be walking by, we'd come out and shoot them. Well, my brother's got a spring action pistol, and I'm sitting in front of the glass window of a screen door. You know, I'm sitting in front of the glass. He shoots the glass, it shoots back at me and hits me right in the eye, and the bullet was right here. In the corner of my eye.
It was just stuck?
Yeah, it was stuck.
Did it pierce your skin?
No, it just went right.
It just got stuck.
Perfect.
Like how a basketball gets stuck in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. And it did that. I was freaking out, hurt, but
hurt.
I remember that. And then the last story I have about this Castelia house, even though I could keep going, was you went down the street and there was a park with baseball fields, basketball courts. There was a park, and there was rec sports that would happen there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a baseball game, like a little league baseball game going on, and then all the siblings of the kids that were playing would play at the park. Well, I live right down the road from the park, right? So I'm at the park, and we find a bucket. We just find a bucket.
A bucket. Does this bucket have a handle?
Well,
is it like a water bucket? Is it like a paint bucket? Is it one of the orange Home Depot buckets?
It's a white 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
You know, the big ones?
Yeah.
And it had rained previously, so the bucket's almost like full. And we're like, well, we should fill it up. So
wait, you said it's full.
Well, it was almost full.
Okay.
It was almost full. So I'm like, again, very young, like 7.
Okay.
And we're in a group, all of us, like 5, 6 of us, and we all start peeing in the bucket. And as a joke, and this kind of goes back to this guy, Disgusting Friends, as a joke, I was like, whoa, and I peed on a kid. I peed right on his leg.
On his mouth.
No. No. I did not pee.
And he was like, he's like, I want more.
No, so I peed on his leg, and then he starts crying, and he freaks out. And he's like, I'm going to tell my dad. And I'm like, well, I won't be here for that. So, and I'm 7.
You're chasing him. You keep chasing him.
I'm 7. I'm 7 at the time. And I zip up my pants. And I remember I had a Razor scooter with the 2 red handles. And I'm hauling ass down my street.
You put your helmet on and a buckle underneath too.
But I'm hauling ass. I've got the Razor scooter with the 2 red handles. I've got one like planted on the scooter, the other one kicking ferociously, going down the street. And I hear, oh
no.
And as I turn around, I see a big F-150 diesel truck following me all the way home. And that's the kid's dad and the kid. So I got my Razor scooter with the 2 red handles, right? And I'm going hard. And then I get into my house. I throw the scooter in the yard. I run inside, and we had a babysitter at that time. The babysitter's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, nothing. I run straight to my room. And I jump in bed. I remember putting the covers over me and a pillow over me. And then the babysitter comes to the door, and she goes, hey, there's someone here to see you. And I was like, who could that be? And so I was like, okay. So I go out there, and the father, big guy, big dude, button-up shirt. I remember it like it was yesterday. The handlebar mustache and a mohawk. He almost looked like Chuck Liddell.
Okay.
And then the kid with the frowny face, he was all upset. Eyes were red from crying. And he's like, they said you peed on him. And I was like, I did. And then the babysitter's like, you need to apologize to him. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, what did you want from this?
Yeah, you literally just want me to say I'm sorry, and you're gonna just feel bad.
And then what?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna pee on you even worse now.
Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm the serial peer.
So I said I'm sorry, and then I remember going to my room and crying or something, just because the whole thing was traumatic.
Yeah.
And then my mom came home, and the babysitter told my mom that I had peed on a kid at the park. And, that's that.
What'd your mom do about it?
I don't remember.
We're not going to go into that.
I don't remember. I don't think she was very upset about it. I think she was just like, what the hell is wrong with you?
She's like, good job, kid.
Actually, one more story about this place, just because it's so fun. Down in that basement, they had, it was storage for everyone who lived there. It was like community storage. You'd put your old fucking antiques down there, whatever it may be, grandma's sweaters or, whatever.
At your house.
at the apartment complex.
Oh, okay. Got it.
The basement was the storage unit. Anyway, we found black spray paint, and we decided to start spray painting the walls of the basement. And this was like my first run-in with spray paint, and it got all over my hands. From, you spray it and your fingers too far over the thing, and now it's hitting your hand.
Yeah.
There's spray paint all over my hands. And I go home, and I'm viciously trying to.
And it does not come off.
It doesn't come off. Black spray paint. And I remember coming in, and my mom was getting ready to go out. She was teasing her hair or whatever, and I had my hands behind my back. And I remember she called me over and said, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Nothing." And she's like, "Let me see your hands." Nothing. And so then she saw the black spray paint all over my hands and screamed at me, and I was trying to get it off so ferociously.
What did you put on the wall? Or was you just spraying the paint the whole thing black?
I think I was just spraying the whole thing black just because I was like, oh my God, I can make this a different color.
Yeah, right.
But that's pretty much, dude, I remember that place was wild, man. That place was a hoot,
Yeah, for sure. What was your favorite? Is that your favorite park to go to as a kid?
It was the only one I had.
I like going to Heigl Park.
Heigl Park? Oh, growing up and stuff like that?
Yeah. With the one hill, right?
That's Heigl Park in
Catawba.
Oh, in Catawba?
I think that's Heigl Park.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And what's the other one in town?
The City Park?
No. It's got a big hill.
That's Taft.
Taft Hill, right.
Taft.
So Heigl, is out on Catawba. We used to go out there and go sledding and stuff like that.
Well, that those little condos, apartments that are when you're taking the left in there. I used to live in one of those.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that was my mom and I's first house.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, I don't know how long we lived there. When I was born, we were living with my grandma and my grandpa for probably maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a year, maybe less than a year. But then we moved to those apartments. We had the one, I think, all the way back left in the corner. If I can remember.
Okay. Oh my God, dude. I think I remember that.
Like if you're literally driving all the way down and you see them and it's the very last one in the corner.
And what's your earliest memory there?
I used to have this action figure, right? Well, I think my mom and I, we slept on this, I don't know if it was a futon or if it was like a reclined bed of some sort. It was I remember, but I used to have this action figure toy and I forget who it was. I think it was like a barbarian. I don't think it was Thor because it wasn't a hammer. But I remember I had this toy and it was my favorite action figure. And one day I lost his sword.
Oh, no.
And I never found it.
You lost the sword.
Lost the sword, yeah.
That's your earliest memory?
Yeah. Not my earliest memory ever. Earliest memory
of that apartment is what I said. But what's your earliest memory ever?
So this is going to sound crazy.
All right.
Okay. So for those of you who watch this and don't know, I don't live with my father. I don't know my dad. I grew up with my mom. But anyways, my earliest memory is at his house. And he gave me this giant bear, or dog, this stuffed giant bear or dog. And I guess my mom said that I also had a Tommy train that he gave me or something like that. But I literally remember being on the dog under the tree.
What tree?
Under the Christmas tree. It was Christmas.
Okay.
And that's my earliest memory. And this is a side note, but it's weird because that my mom said that day he found out he had diabetes. Type 1 or whatever the insulin shortage or whatever.
Not being fat.
No, not being fat, no. But it's just weird because my mom asked me what my earliest memory is, and I told her I remember being on a bear or that dog. I remember being on that dog and I was under a Christmas tree. She's like, you were at your dad's house, and that was the day he found out he had this. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And that's why he never came back. No, I'm kidding.
Does him being diagnosed with diabetes have any effect potentially on you?
I think there's a 25% chance, but I manifest that, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
For sure.
Every other generation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it skips
my son, yeah.
It skips, it's fuck your son.
Oh, yeah, right. It's fucked. It's fucked.
I'm absolutely kidding, dude.
I'll be all right. No, but it's all a mental thing, too, I feel because if I was I'm going to get diabetes one day, then probably going to get it because I'm going to program myself to
start believing it and then manifest it into your life.
Yeah, I just don't even, it's not even, no.
In your reality.
No.
It's great.
I'm good.
Do you think you'll have kids?
Yeah.
How many?
Well, I want to have 2. And I know we don't really get to choose this, but I want to have a boy and a girl.
Well, who knows?
Just the experience of both.
Have kids, who knows?
Well, if I want to have a kid or not?
No. If you can manipulate their gender.
Well, I would never put something in myself or my significant other to make that happen because it's fun. The surprise is fun.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. And like you said, it all lies back to nature.
And it's also fun because it's like, I think there's certain times of the year where if you have sex or a certain time in like a woman's fertility, of her month or whatever, you can manipulate whether or not it's a boy or a girl, whether there's any truth to that or not. But I think that like if you try to have a kid at a certain time of the year and, you may or may not be successful.
So you want 2 kids.
A boy and a girl, just have the experience of both.
Boy, oh fuck, dude.
I just want to know what it's like to have one and the other.
Yeah, I think having a daughter would be the most difficult thing because I would fall in love with my daughter and then I would be super overprotective of my daughter, knowing how crazy guys can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I would definitely. But yeah, that experience has to definitely like teach you a lot through that experience, about life.
Absolutely. But I want to touch on the point that Cotter made about raising a boy and a girl, which I thought was so I thought it was just like very wise of him to say. He said, when you raise a girl, you have to make sure she doesn't get fucked over or she doesn't get fucked or whatever.
Yeah.
But with a guy, you have to make sure he doesn't fuck himself.
That's right. Yeah.
And I thought that was because I was always like, a girl would be harder, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, it totally opened up my mind to being like, wow, a boy to raise can probably be pretty difficult,
Yeah, true. I think they have their pros and cons to both, as in like a boy would be more difficult, as in the situations might be hold more weight, but that's not true because girls can do badass things and not badass as in like bad, but I mean like badass things
dope.
Too, like like dope. But I don't know. Yeah, I think if it came down to it, man, I would probably either one kid or a lot.
A lot?
Like 5.
Oh, really?
It's either 1 or 5.
Okay.
No in between.
All right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want a lot. Honestly.
If you had to name boy or girl, you had to name your kid something, what would it be?
I would probably name my boy Maverick Moje.
Okay, nice.
Maverick, because that's cool. And then with a girl, I'd probably name her Ramona Moje.
Nice. I'm not totally sure on the girl side of things, but for guys, I want it to be Malachi Manus.
Malachi Manus.
Yep, straight up.
Dude, that's cool.
Just more M's, more.
Just tons of M's. Yeah,
Maverick Moje and Malachi Manus.
We got tons of M's.
Yeah.
How does it feel having to put on basically a tuxedo for work?
Myself?
Yeah. I mean, you put on a lot of shit for work, don't you? You got a whole shirt, you got a vest.
Well, for those who don't know, I now serve at an Italian restaurant called Ciao Bella where I live. And so I don't have to wear the vest now, but I will have to wear the vest because they have to order the vest and the white shirt. Jesus. But honestly, personally, I don't mind wearing that stuff. I like to dress up. And, I think I'm going to get a rude awakening because they say it's hot. It's not it's hot, especially in the summer months, it's going to get really warm. I mean, I'm only going to be here until June because I'm going to India, but still, I mean, at the end of May, when you're running around, it's going to be hot. But I enjoy it. I enjoy I enjoy the work. This is the first time I ever served. And I really, enjoy going from table to table and getting people their food. And I like the camaraderie as well of the work staff.
Yeah.
I think we just have a really good, awesome group of people that I work with. And I really just enjoy being there and getting money, getting paid and getting the fuck out.
So I went to Ciao Bella because I wanted to visit the lad at work. And I also wanted to get a glass of wine and be elegant. And that's just it, dude. I'm sitting there. I'm in a nice place. You know what I mean? I'm an experienced guy. I think I've said this once or twice, but I'm an experienced guy. So I go out to Ciao Bella. It's a nice place. And then I'm going to get a nice glass of red wine. The guy behind the bar is wearing a fucking bow tie. You know what I mean? Maybe he wasn't.
He wasn't wearing a bow tie. No.
In my eyes, he was wearing a bow tie.
Yeah.
But it's I like that type of stuff. But then it makes me start thinking is this some kind of power thing? You know what I mean? You go to this nice restaurant and I was thinking about you. I was like, wow, he has to fucking dress up in a button-up shirt with a vest. And there's this whole garb that goes into it. And I'm like, do people go here because they like how classy it is and the effort that people have to put in to give them this classy experience? And to be on the other side of it is it's just an odd. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's all about money, and money is power.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I don't have I didn't have to work there.
That's
I could
true.
choose to work anywhere. I can go and work at the local watering hole and wear a t-shirt and jeans. I can wear
That's what I do.
I can literally work wherever.
Yeah.
But I want, and I'm not saying you at the local watering hole make good money. People that work at bars and other places that are casual make good money.
Mm-hmm.
However, I wanted to go to where I feel like I could. Well, first of all, Chaba, I've worked there in the past as a busser, and it was familiar to me, and I have good relations with the management there. However, also like I felt as if people are going to come there to spend money for a good experience. I want to deliver that experience, and I want to make more money.
Yeah.
So they're going to spend more money at a nice restaurant. I will deliver them the experience, and then therefore I will get more money as well. You know what I mean? And I don't do it. I don't try to give them a good experience for the money, because honestly, when I'm in it, like I really don't focus on like how much money I'm getting per check. It's because it's just like if I'm gonna micromanage myself and be like, okay, I need to get this amount of money for this amount, and it's just like I have no control about whether or not they're gonna tip me. Mm-hmm. All I can do is I can just take care of them, get them their food, do a good job, and then at the end of the night, when I have everything together and this is how much I get, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go back to, 105, got $150 check, and they tip me $10. I'm not going to go to that. I'm going to go to here's $250 in my fucking pocket now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to focus on the good things about it. I guess I was just talking more on like, from being on the other side of the bar, it's like, yeah, you wear that button-up shirt.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I mean? It's like I felt going in there, I was like, I almost got like a metaphorical hard-on for being in the position of this guy who's dressed nice getting me a drink. You know what I mean? In this nice, classy thing. I'm also wearing a button-up shirt. It's a nice experience. I just like that.
You have to think too. I mean, like obviously, like you're giving him a lot of power at the same time too. You're putting things in. People really don't think like you are ingesting in your body things that this man who you have never met is giving you. You've never met this person. And not only that, you're giving money to this person. Yeah. So you're like, here's my money. Yeah. You are in a very vulnerable state.
That's true. That's true. And it's not even this guy who's making the food. It's behind the scenes guys that you don't even see.
Yeah, sure.
You don't know. It could be an 8-year-old stuck or a 25-year-old's body.
Jesus. You know what I mean? It could be an 8-year-old. Here's the thing. Honestly, though, I will say I was with my grandma and she was like scrolling on Facebook or something, and she had found this video of this like 5-year-old, 7-year-old kid like playing Mozart on the piano. Yeah. So all I'm saying is age never matters in terms of talent and like hard work. If you really want, and this goes back to what we were talking about, if you want to learn how to do something, if you really want to do something, you can do it regardless if you're 70 or 5 years old. There are kids who are playing Mozart at 5. Yeah. There are kids probably that are cooking elegant fillets and meals at 5.
No, not at 5.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't even work an oven at 5.
You can. What do you mean? You can turn a knob. If someone could play Mozart on a piano.
Dude. That's fire. Piano art.
Super. Yeah. Well, I'm a parent watching my 5-year-old play the piano. I'm a parent watching my 5-year-old put something in the oven.
I'm 22. I've burnt myself.
Okay.
5-year-olds are gonna burn themselves.
They'll learn. You ever heard? I heard some really good other wise words and advice one time. So let's say I have a kid, right?
Right.
My kid looks at the light bulb. I say that's hot. Don't touch that. If he goes to touch it, I'm not going to stop him. Yeah. I told him not to touch it, and it's hot. He will touch it. He will burn himself.
And you grab his hand and you force it up against the light bulb, and you're like, how's that?
See? You listen to your dad.
After we just had a conversation, we're going to have a ton of kids.
But here's the thing. Then the son presses his hand up against the thing. He hurts himself. He burns himself. Then he comes to dad, and I'm like, see, I told you not, I'm not going to be like, no, I told you not. I'm not going to pull him away. I'm just going to be like, listen, I told you not to do it, and you did it. See, now you know.
Yeah,
I know.
Now you know.
You know. Yeah.
Well, I think that was incredible, and I think that's a wonderful place to stop, my friend.
Yeah.
You feel good?
I feel great.
Incredible. This has been the MMMORE podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in all the way to the end. We appreciate it so much. We hope you guys enjoyed our new advice segment that we're doing, and we're going to keep doing that. And feel free to send in your own advice requests at morepodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe, send this to everybody your grandparents, your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your situationships. Please get it around, and we appreciate all of your support.
Yep. Thank you. We appreciate you.
My name's Ryan,
My name's Nicholas.
and this is the More Podcast. Thank you so much.